Hey guys, how are we doing? It's Crypto Insight UK here, bringing you back another YouTube video. Remember guys, if you're enjoying the comment, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out my channel and it's free. If you drop me a comment in there as well, that'd be sound. I'd appreciate that very much. Share it with a friend and we'll get straight into some TA. So we start on Bitcoin. We're actually on the 4 hourly now. Thought it'd be a bit of a good idea to look into what's going on. What's happened is, and this happens quite a lot, I can take you back actually to some other times this has happened. It's happening here. It actually happened quite a few times in like the 2017 bull run. I'll just show you this time and this time, for example. Now, I actually think they're different, but in a way similar. Okay, so we've broken the all-time high. We've had this obviously capitulation, rallied up, pretty fast rally up, straight up almost. Then another capitulation. We rallied up and we just broke the all-time high, and we've come back and now we're really like consolidating in this all-time high area, looking for our next leg up. Could we have just got that today? Maybe. We've just broke above the 50 on the 4 hourly. We need to really break this swing high here on the left, which is $63,600, and then we're looking to attack the all-time high again. So what am I looking for right now? I'm looking for some big volume. We've got some volume coming through. I'm looking for that to be confirmed by a second green candle. Obviously, we need another secondary candle to push us through this level here and look towards the all-time high. And what do I think will happen fundamentally? I think we'll actually get some news that will help us either push up or down in a direction. We're kind of consolidating, ready for that leg up. You can see it's happened a few times before in the past. You have your all-time high. You set an all-time high, then you come down, you consolidate and you break up. You just set your all-time high and you come down, you consolidate below where the previous all-time high was before your next leg up. And then again, it happens here, but this time we do capitulate after we can't break through the 702 Fibonacci retracement. But this is different because this is like a momentum filled one, and if you actually look at OnChain Analysis, which we're gonna look at kind of in a minute, you can see that people are accumulating Bitcoin, even the large wallets, whereas in here the large wallets were selling in this sort of area here. This is when Tesla were talking about Bitcoin themselves. I think that actually this day here was the day that Tesla decided that they announced to the world they bought Bitcoin, and you can see the rally after that, and this is where big wallets started to really dump, and this is retail just trying to buy into the Tesla hype. But here we haven't got really any hype. It's just institutions buying up or big wallets buying up Bitcoin, and the supply basically decreasing. You can see that the volume's not very high compared to what we were at in here. The volume's way lower, so that means less people are buying, but because the supply is less, the price is still increasing. So let's have a look at Bitcoin on the daily, and we're going to have a look at the monthly and the weekly as well. So as you can see, it's held this support here. Yes, we did dip below. We had that green engulfing candle, brought us back above this support level, which I've been saying is quite a key level at $59,500. We've wicked down to it now. One, two, if you count that as a wick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and use that as support, which is great, confirming that as a support level. We also are kind of stuck between that and this thinner or the more transparent resistance level that I drew in, or support level, and just an area of interest. We've kind of been bouncing between those zones, consolidating, like I said, ready for a next push up, in my opinion. So let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's broke its all-time high again today. As you can see, we wicked up towards the $48,400 mark. Ethereum's looking very bullish, and that looks like quite a nice channel there. I presume if I drew an ascending channel in here, then it will nicely fit. If I could find it, parallel channel. Let's have a look. Looks pretty, respecting that pretty well. So what could we look for? We might come up to 4,500 today potentially if we get a bit more of a push. But I like Ethereum. So Ethereum's a second crypto to be looking at in terms of supply and demand. So we've got Ethereum 2.0 coming out next year, and what you've got to remember is that people can stake their Ethereum into ETH 2.0 on a 20% APY, 20% APY. So as we get closer and closer to ETH 2.0, more and more people are going to be staking Ethereum, bringing the supply down, making the Ethereum price go up, and I honestly think we'll rally massively into ETH 2.0 and then probably have a dump on when everyone gets their tokens released and they get their 20% APY. I think people at least sell some of their profits at that point. So that's, I think we've still got quite a while to go up for Ethereum, but in percentages I don't see us going much more than 100% from here. If we do get 100% gains, obviously huge. The market cap for Ethereum is about half a trillion at the minute. That takes us up to about $1 trillion market cap just for Ethereum, and then that pushes us on to XRP. So for XRP, as I've shown you in previous videos, we've had twice where XRP has engulfed Ethereum's market cap. So imagine if Ethereum gets all the way up to a $1 trillion market cap and XRP engulfs that at that point, like market rotation comes through and XRP engulfs it. XRP is currently at about a $50 billion market cap. So that's a 20x from here. And people say that XRP can't get up to things like $10. I think you're crazy. I think we're definitely going to be seeing between $10 and $13 for XRP in this run, especially if we see figures like that for Ethereum that I was just talking about. So what are we looking at with XRP here? Well, we've had this, it's been stuck between this descending trend line on the daily and this 50-day moving average, and look how tight these candles are, like really, really tight candles in here. If we look at the last, and we know this day here is a bit of an anomaly, but let's just even include that. So let's say 32 days, and let's see what real range we've been in. We've been stuck inside a range of about 15%. You could say 22%, but I'd say if you say 15%, it just shows you an ish range for the last 32 days. And if you look before that, what the sort of range you're looking at, so the previous 32 days. So that's 25 days previously, and it's a range of 40%. If you look at this range here, 47 days and a 62% range. It's what I'm saying is we're consolidating massively, and somewhere you saw that was around here. It's very similar to this sort of structure here, in my opinion. I know that like the exact pattern is not the same, but what we're doing is consolidating on top of the 50 day, in a tight range, ready for a bit of momentum and a leg up, maybe some news, or maybe just some volume, maybe some more inflow into the crypto market. We're going to look at the market cap in a minute to show you that not really a lot of fresh money has been coming in. It's been mainly rotationary at the minute. So let's take these days here. So that's a 40-day range. So 40 days here, and let's see what the range is. Don't know why I just clicked that. So in this 40-day range, we only range 35%. And that's including those wicks all the way up here where we didn't quite break out. But it's a 35% range for the 38 days. So we're such a tight consolidation zone here that we are. What I'd like to see us do now is we've broken out of this. I'm going to take us into the 4 hourly. Sorry, my mind's a bit all over the place, guys. I actually do have C19, or actually personally I don't right now. My girlfriend has it, and I've been living with her, so chances are I've got it. She's tested positive 2 days ago, and I still haven't tested positive, but we've had PCRs today. But so my brain's just a bit all over the place. I'm presuming I've got that, but anyway, enough about me. We have broken above this descending trend line, which is positive. Look, we've rejected it once. You can call that a rejection twice, 3, 4, 5 times, and then we've really rejected and pushed down, found support on these previous swing high here, and then we've pushed back up, and now we're back above the moving averages, and it's kind of forced us through the descending trend line. So as I said, what was I going to look for? I'd like to see us move up towards the 122. From here, it doesn't have to be fast. I think it won't be fast. I think we may see a little pattern like this, boom, 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 like not. I'm looking towards mid-November. I said mid to end of November, I think we'll go for all-time highs. I think we'll see a pattern like that play out. And they're the candles. And then what I think will happen is the moving average will hug it. hug it, and will push us all the way up here. We'll get trapped between the moving averages, and maybe it'll come out a bit further to here, mid-November. That would be nice. Trapped between the moving averages, and then boom, we break out of there, and then we really, really rock it up like we saw in the past. So just as we did down here, we start moving up, we get trapped on the move up with the moving averages, we touch the moving averages, and then boom, we're off. And then within, let's go on the daily again so we can look at it, and then within a short time frame, let's go from here to the top. We made 200 and, oh, not even, let me get a bit more accurate, sorry. So from this breakout to the top, it was about 250% in 10 days. So that would take us from mid-November to the end of November, all-time high, 250%, exactly what I'm looking for, into this zone. And that's exactly the way I'm looking for it to play out right now. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. I can't see into the future, but 250%, nicely up, 390 area, lovely. Thank you very much, and we'll consolidate there. We'll come back down into the end of the year, or maybe consolidate there into the end of the year, maybe see the settlement come from there, and that's how we push on up towards the higher numbers. Whether the settlement does or doesn't come, I don't know. If Bitcoin, let's say, goes into a larger cycle, we see $150,000 Bitcoin, I think XRP will slowly creep up with that. We could get to something like a $200,000 Bitcoin, 250,000 by Q1 of next year. This is all potentials, and there's a lot of differences in TA at the minute. But let's say that does happen, and I'm going to show you some stock to flow models and on-chain analysis suggesting that might be the case. When you have technical analysts suggesting that the top is going to come anywhere between 70 and 100,000, there's obviously a lot of conflicting information. I'm saying that I think the very least of what we'll hit this cycle for XRP is between 13 and 15. And if the on-chain analysts are right and the macro investors, and we get Bitcoin out to 250,000, we could be looking for $20, $27, $30 XRP. And it sounds like hype right now. I know that, but it doesn't faze me. I've shown you on the charts why I think that it's the case that we'll definitely hit 13. I think if Bitcoin goes up to 250,000, I think we hit 13. Doesn't matter what the lawsuit says. And I think that if we don't get the 250,000 Bitcoin, and maybe Bitcoin tops out at between 70 and 100,000, I think we'll see the SEC lawsuit come through, and then I think that will take us out to the $13 to $15 that I'm talking about. So either or, I'm thinking we hit $13. To be completely frank with you, I am taking profits on the way up there because I wouldn't want to bet my whole life on it, but I'm putting majority of my bag on the fact that we are going to do that. And a quick look at the market cap, which I said we would do. We have actually just broken all-time high today, which is great to see. And the altcoin market cap's been a steady grind upwards. We haven't seen any big candles like this. They've been just slow gains. But yeah, as I was saying, there's not been much fresh money coming into the market, really. We haven't broke all-time highs by much for a while. The last 15 days, there's not been any fresh money come in, really. And even from, there's been about 300 billion, so I can't say there's not really been much from the all-time high. But yeah, so the last 15 days, we have only really seen market rotation. So we're waiting for something, a catalyst to bring some more money into the market. What that'll be, who knows? I could throw some speculative ideas out there that it could be that banks could come through and be able to custody crypto with some new regulation. We could see a new exchange open that would be more centralized, like let's say a banking exchange. We might see a spot Bitcoin ETF. We might see the lawsuit drop for XRP and Ripple. We might see, let's have a think, what else? We might see credit card and debit card users, like people like MasterCard and Visa, allow people to pay in crypto. We might see a massive marketing campaign for some kind of cryptocurrency that's backed by institutions, financial institutions. They're just some ideas of things that I think could happen. We might see some more adoption in terms of countries putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet, other countries saying it's legal tender. We might see step forwards and advancements in CBDCs. These are the sort of things that I think some news could come out. We could see big corporations like Facebook saying they hold crypto, or Amazon, or they're going to take crypto payments. these are the sort of things that I'm looking for this news spark or catalyst that could come through. And it always seems to be the way that when the charts will set up for some news to come out, and then the news comes out after the charts are telling you there's going to be news coming. It's a bit of a weird one. But sorry, yeah, I've got off track a bit there. We're going to get a bit into the on-chain analyst now. This is Will Clement. This is from the 28th of October, and he says, "Don't let these shakeouts break your longer-term conviction. Over the last 2 weeks, Bitcoin whales have actually been added to their bags, minnow stacking as always." Just looking at some of these on-chain analysts, as you can see, people with 1,000 Bitcoin or more have been slowly accumulating Bitcoin, even at these prices at $61,000. So, sorry, that's not right. $65,000. They've been buying all the way up to 65,000. So that shows that they're obviously not dumping on the market. Then we've got Plan B, whose stock to flow model is projecting that by 2024, in 2024, 2025, we're going to be at $1 million Bitcoin, and this year we could be looking up to over 100,000. It's probably around $150,000, $200,000 Bitcoin, and that goes with what he says here. He says 61,000 close in October, and it's a 3%. He was 3% off. He actually got August right at 47,000, September right at 43,000, 61 for October, so it's a 3% off. And his next target is 98,000 for November and 135,000 for December. So again, another on-chain analyst giving us those higher predictions. And then I just wanted to show you this about Willy Woo. He talks about adoption here. He's showing in terms of adoption, Bitcoin has roughly the same users the internet had in 1997, but Bitcoin's growing faster. Next 4 years, the current path will bring Bitcoin users to 1 billion people. That's the equivalent of the internet in 2005. So basically, it's just showing how fast Bitcoin is growing in comparison to where the internet was back in 1997, and the internet kind of plateaued. But as you can see, Bitcoin's on a bit of a steeper trajectory. He's basically saying that there are different alternatives, that it could obviously plateau a little bit more, or it could project straight upwards a bit further and be at 2 billion by 2025. So between 1 and 2 billion at 2025 is his prediction. And then we've got Raoul Pal, and this is actually such a sick thread. I wanted to really talk about this. I did retweet it. It's just something that I want you guys to be aware of. He captures our generation of investors so well, and I'll read out just some highlights. He says, "Everyone is going to get burned. Don't they? This is what the institutions think or have been saying. Everyone's going to get burned. Don't they realise discounted cash flows? These people are ruining everything. Green energy, crypto's a bubble, tech's a bubble, VC's a bubble, biotech's a bubble. Passive investing is a bubble. Web 3.0 is a bubble. Green energy is a bubble. The metaverse is insanity. Can't they see they're all wrong?" Then he goes, "No. A new generation of investors, 86 million millennials, got financialized in the US last year. They hit their prime investing ages of their 30s. They have debts, no savings, no hope from the grind. They're poor. They are poorer than any other 30-year-old in the last 70 years. They were fucked. Unlike their parents in the 30s," and then we talks about like what opportunities we didn't have, and then says no one really gave a shit about them. And then the pandemic came. Everyone thought, basically, fuck it. Got some free money, and we staked it at massive returns, taking leverage trade, options, crypto. And why wouldn't we? Because we can't afford anything anyway, is basically what he's saying. So why would you not have a go with the money that you've been given, is essentially what Raoul Pal's saying there. And then this is the last quote, really. It's about Ethereum. I just want you to know what he's thinking about it. It kind of goes in turn with what I was saying. Oh no, actually, sorry, is that the one I wanted to play? Yes, it is. This clip about Ethereum kind of goes hand in hand with what I was saying about Ethereum. So this is why Raoul Pal is irresponsibly long on Ethereum. We're going to end this YouTube video with this clip, guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I will speak to you on the next one. Peace out.
The cash generated in the Ethereum ecosystem is like 100x the rest of the entire space. combined. Something of that magnitude. There is a gigantic growth in the network, unlike any other space of this magnitude. That network has more use cases than almost any other network. Well, it's by far in crypto, but most networks in the world. It has a restricted supply because of the burning of ETH from the gas fees. Everybody is staking their tokens for ETH 2.0, so you've taken loads off the exchange. Then there are hundreds of billions locked up in, or about 100 billion locked up in DeFi, NFTs, and all of that. That actually leaves a free float of Ethereum of about 11%. 11% is all the available Ethereum that you could buy if you went into the marketplace. And we've got that demand shock going on in front of our eyes. Bitcoin has nothing like that going on. Yes, there is a supply shock. Yes, there's a bit of a demand shock, but it just doesn't have the network intensity that Ethereum does. And the same is happening to things like Solana and Terra and others at an earlier stage. So they're smaller networks and they're starting to get exponential growth. So they do well too. But yes, I'm probably now, I don't even know anymore because I bought some options as well, as I said in my tweet last night. I'm probably 85% Ethereum.
85% Ethereum in your asset allocation.
Probably because of, as I said, probably because I bought a bunch of options. I'm was about 5% Bitcoin, and then a bunch of alts. But I don't know yet. I think it's because I added the options, it's kind of skews the numbers. If I'm just looking at the pure spot, it's probably 75% Ethereum, 5% Bitcoin, and 20% others.